I believe I've taught you everything I can. You guys are far stronger than you were when you first started. Y'all make a teacher very proud," said the Aura Guardian known as Riley, as he walked over to his two students and placed his hand on both of their shoulders as they bowed towards him. "Thank you, sir," the students said in unison as their Pokémon bowed behind them. "We appreciate the training you gave us over the years, Riley. We promise to make you proud." "That's a promise," said a raven-hair male trainer known as Ash Ketchum. "Pikachu." Pikachu agreed on his shoulder. "Ash is right, teacher. We will take the world by storm," added a blonde-haired female trainer named Corina, with her Lucario nearby. Hers nodded in agreement. Riley is an Aura Guardian who was training Ash to master his aura, and on Ash's journey he met Corina and challenged her gym. A few months later, after his journey in Kalos, he went back home to Pallet Town in the Kanto region. He had a falling out with the majority of his friends and reunited with the former blonde gym leader. Flashback. Ash and Pikachu were walking back to the house after his recent travels through Kalos, excited to see everyone and all his Pokémon. But first comes his mom, Delia Ketchum. When Ash made it to the house and stepped inside, it was quiet for a while. "Hello, Mom. I'm home," the raven-hair trainer called. "Ash, is that you?" a voice called out from the kitchen. In a second later, a brunette woman in her mid-30s came rushing to Ash and giving a bear hug that would put a Ursaring to shame. "Honey, I miss you. How was your journey? Are you hungry? Did you change your underwear?" Delia asked, bombarding her son with a lot of questions. "Mom, can't breathe. Sorry, Ash, I just miss you so much," Delia said, releasing Ash from the bear hug. "So Ash, how was your journey through Kalos?" she asked him while they both walked into the kitchen. "It was great. I got second place and caught a lot of Pokémon," Ash answered, sitting at the table. "Anything else, dear?" Delia asked while taking out some food, getting ready to make lunch for Ash and herself as her son continued to speak. "I made some new friends as well. There's Clement and Bonnie. They live in Lumiose City, and get this, Clement is a gym leader, plus an inventor as well," Ash said as his mom smiled at her overexcited son. "And there's Serena." Ash paused for a minute, then he remembered what Serena did with him before she left, causing him to blush. Ash, are you okay, sweetie?" Ash snapped out of, then glanced at his mom, who had a worried look for a second, then gave a smirk, putting her hand on her lip. "Ash, were you thinking about Serena? Your face is as red as a tomato berry." Ash shook his head. "It's nothing, Mom. Anyway, me and Pikachu are going to the lab to visit the professor and my Pokémon to see how they are doing," Ash said to his mother. "All right, hun, the food will be done by the time you get back, and say hello to Professor Oak for me," Delia said. Ash gave her a nod and left out the door. Ash and Pikachu made their way to the lab. When he approached the lab, he heard a lot of noise going on inside. Ash then stormed inside just to see a group of his friends on one side of the room, and to his surprise, Paul was on the other. He then decided to end whatever this was. "Hey, what's going here?" Ash yelled, grabbing the attention of all his friends, which he succeeded in doing. "Ash, do not listen to these guys, they lost it. Get out of here before you get hurt," Paul said to Ash, which confused him. Gary then approached the raven-hair trainer. "Ashy boy, we've been friends since we were kids and we always looked out for each other," Gary asked his childhood friend, which Ash answered with a nod. "You're his friend? Don't lie to yourself. What you're planning to do is something a friend don't to another friend," Paul said with anger while glaring at Gary. "What are you talking about?" Paul, Ash asked, but before the purple hair could reply, Misty approached Ash and held his hand in hers. "Ash, you know we all care about you, right?" Misty asked the raven-hair trainer. "Of course, Misty, I care about you as well," Ash responded with a smile. "I'm glad to hear that. because we need to talk to you about something important. She continued. Ash. Paul called these people you call your friends, want you to give up your dream. Paul stated. Once Ash heard those, he turned to his friends with a saddened look, hoping what he heard was wrong. May decided to walk up to Ash, this time with Drew. Listen Ash, we are just worried, that's all. You keep traveling around the world but you are not any closer. What if you end up nowhere, the sapphire-eye brunette said. Listen Ketchum, we might not be friends, but I'll admit you're strong. That said, May is right, you need to give up, you're just not cut out for it. The green-hair coordinator said. Shut up all of you. Ash has more than enough skills to accomplish his dream, and he has proven that many times. Paul stated. Iris then stepped up. Listen Ash, you need to stop being a little kid and accept our help. Iris stated, putting her hands on her hips. If you say one more word, little girl, my weevil will have a new scratching post. Paul said, glaring at Iris, causing her to shiver at the thought of an ice-type Pokémon scratching at her. Celine went to stand by Iris. How dare you? Who are you to threaten? Celine started but paused when the lab door opened up, revealing a honey blonde girl around the same age as Ash walking through the door. Before she could say anything, she turned to see Ash right in front of her. She then let out a squeal and embraced him in a tight hug. Serena, is that you? Ash asked in surprise. Ash, it's good to see you, I was wondering. Serena said before looking at Ash's eyes and saw he was crying. Oh my gosh Ash, what's wrong? Excuse me, but who are you? Dawn asked the new girl that was embracing Ash. Oh, I'm sorry, my name is Serena and I'm... But before she could finish, she felt Ash grab her hand. She turned to see him shaking his head. Ash, what's going on? I've never seen you this upset before, she asked her crush. I'll tell you. Paul said everyone here doesn't believe Ash can accomplish his dream and think he should give up on becoming a Pokémon master. Paul said, answering the girl. Serena then faced Ash's old traveling companions, and you can tell by looking in her eyes that she had a glare that can scare a Rayquaza. How can you say that to him? Aren't you guys the same people he talked about that traveled with him on his journey, the ones who always supported him from thick and thin? Serena stated. What are you talking about? You just met Ash in Kalos and you don't even know us. Misty said, glaring back at the honey blonde. For your information, I've known Ash for years. We met when we were kids and I know about you, Misty Waterflower. Ash talked a lot about you, saying you're trying to become the best water Pokémon trainer. He told me he knows you got what it takes and he'll always support you. She told the orange-hair trainer. She then turned to May and Dawn. I know you as well, May and Dawn. Ash had so much to say about you too. Serena said, causing both the female coordinator to blush a bit. May, he said he loved how your heart grew from hating Pokémon to loving them. You put others before you and mother you Pokémon with great care, plus he also love how you can eat as much as him. Serena finishes before looking at Dawn. And Dawn was so happy to have traveled with you. He told me you were so supportive of him throughout your journey, he couldn't reach as far as he did without you. You dressed as a cheerleader to cheer for him. You guys made a technique called the counter shield, and most of all, you're the first person he ever traded Pokémon with. Serena yelled in anger before looking at the rest of the group. Gary said he always looked up to you and thought you were the smartest person in the world. Celine, he likes your positive outlook on everything, and Iris, he loves how adventurous you are and how you pamper your Axel while inspiring to be a dragon master. He told me so many good things about you. Supported you dreams, saved your lives, and this is how you repay him. Serena finished. Ash was surprised by everything Serena said, but then snapped out of it when he heard Max called his name. Ash, listen, you are a great trainer, but to be honest I think it is time you just give up. You're just too weak, I know it's hard to hear but face reality. There's so many trainers in the world. What are the odds of you becoming the best? Just give up. Ash looked at Max with both tears and confusion in his eyes. He was looking at the young boy who admired Ash as an older brother but is now doubting him as well. Ash clenched his fist in anger. He had nothing else to say. He felt broken. Only two people in the whole room believed in him, or so thought, until he felt someone grab his hand. He was surprised to see it was May. He was about to snatch his hand away until he looked into her eyes, feeling the look of determination. Ash, do you really believe you will become a Pokemon master one day? She asked the raven-hair trainer. Yes, I do, May. I will never give up no matter what. After all, it's my dream. Ash responded. May looked at Ash with admiration, then gave him a small smile. Then would it be all right if I travel with you? The brunette asked, surprising everyone in the room. May. What are you doing? Drew asked the hone coordinator, but he was ignored. Why, May, I thought you didn't believe in me anymore. Ash asked.